Hello students, I am Patil Ashwin Kumar from RBNB College, Shrirampur. In today's lecture, we are going to see from 11th standard that one of the important chapter, that modern periodic table. Since you are 8th standard, you have been studying about the different properties and structure and many characteristics about the elements. Later on, while studying the elements, you came to know what the exactly element exhibit, how they are classified or in what state they are present. Okay, but later when the number of elements were discovered as the science goes on enhancing, or that development started in the field of science, that using different techniques many different elements were newly discovered by the different scientists, and for studying their different properties there was a need for the classification. What was the need for the classification? For the detailed study about the different properties of the elements. That's why the scientists needed that the elements should be classified into different ways. What was the firstly? They were classified as elements in the ancient days or in the previous days when science was not so much well developed. At that time, that the elements were classified according to their sources. Means what? Where they are found. From their origin. Initially those elements were classified into the two types, that the inorganic and organic. Inorganic and organic. What mean by inorganic and organic? Initially all the living things, means what? Including the plants and animals, they were called as the organic matter. They were called as the organic matter. Means what? After they die, there is the decomposition. After their decomposition, whatever the organic matter was obtained, from that matter few elements were discovered, and from that source, that the elements which are originating or coming from the organic matter, they were be classified as the organic elements. And those elements which are not found, or their source was not organic matter, they were called as the inorganic elements. Which were example? Few elements were found in the soil, few elements found as a gaseous state, as we know that oxygen, that air contains a mixture of different elements, that those elements are, that air is a inorganic matter. Why? There is nothing like a living matter. But later on, when science was developed, that at that time, that organic, this classification of elements into the organic elements and inorganic elements were overcome when that organic, this word was defined to be related with the carbon. To be related with the carbons. Why? Because every living organism or every living thing, that may be a plant or that may be an animal, that when they die, after their decomposition, what the element remains is only the carbon. And that's why those compounds, nowadays when we are studying about the chemistry, we know that there are three fields, or mainly there are the three fields of chemistry, that is the organic, inorganic and physical chemistry. And that organic chemistry that deals with the carbon chemistry. What the carbon? It was the element that is found generally as a constituent element. It is a constituent structural unit or structural element for every matter that may be the living. Okay. Then scientists later on, they were always trying to classify the elements into the different ways. Why? That due to the further properties, actual study of the properties, that may be the physical properties or the chemical properties. Chemical properties means that element, when they are reacted with different gases or different elements or different solvents, what they exactly exhibit or what the product they give, according to that properties can be classified into the physical properties and chemical properties. Physical properties are those properties of elements which we can observe, or with the help of physically we can calculate them, like with their masses, okay, that number of element or number of electron, as we have studied the structure of atom, that every atom is consisting of the number of protons, electrons and neutrons. That atomic mass, it is made by the total number of nucleons, that is the nucleic parts, that may be the proton and neutron. Their sum or the summation, it decides that atomic mass. These atomic masses or atomic number, these are the physical properties of elements, while their reaction or whatever their chemical changes, that may be the chemical properties. This was the need for the classification of elements when earlier very few elements were discovered. Later on, in the first attempt for the classification of element was made. Actually, that modern periodic table is the latest version of classification or detailed classification about the elements, but that history, when we are going to see about the classification or the starting of the modern periodic table, was generally before 200 years ago. How? That initially, when that few elements were known, that the first attempt was made by Dobereiner, Johann Wolfgang Dobereiner, in 1817. In 1817, nearly 200 years ago, who? Johann Wolfgang Dobereiner. He was a scientist who made first attempt to classify the elements according to their properties or physical properties. According to their physical properties, that may be that atomic mass. What was the physical? You have studied in your previous standard, 10th standard also, that the periodic table. We have studied that Mendeleev's periodic table and modern periodic table. Here we are going to see what are the details about that main difference between the modern periodic table and previous attempts for the classification of elements was, previous attempts were made on the basis of their physical properties only. Which was the physical property? That is the atomic mass. But modern periodic table, it is based on the atomic number. Okay, what the Dobereiner, he classified elements into the set of three elements. That's why his classification or the first attempt to classify the elements was known as Dobereiner's triad. Triad means set of three elements. What the law he explained, or on which law, on basis that he explained the three elements? That simply he arranged three elements in such a way that available whatever the elements at that period in the 18th century, 1817, at that time, whatever the elements were known according to their atomic masses, Dobereiner made a set of three elements and arranged them in such a way that the first and last element, means first and third element, that the arithmetic sum, or what we can say, that arithmetic mean of the atomic masses, arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean of atomic masses of first and third element is equal to the atomic mass of second element. Okay, this was the law or the base for the Dobernai's triad. What he made, that he classified, arranged the three elements. Consider ABC. Consider ABC. Here we can elaborate in the example. A, B and C. These are the three elements. He arranged these three elements in such a way that arithmetic mean of first and third, arithmetic mean of first and third element is equal to, or the arithmetic mean of, atomic masses, means atomic mass of first and third element, their mean is always equal to the atomic mass of third element. And on this basis, first he made that classification for the alkali metal, means his first triad. We can see the examples. Likewise, he classified firstly the three alkali metals. First triad was of alkali metals. What are the alkali metals? That those metals which are found in a soil or in periodic table, we can say that elements which are present in the first column. Okay, we have seen that modern periodic table, we have seen the structure. In that structure, we will discuss later what are the alkali metals. Okay, first elements that are present in the first column. Okay, which were those? First triad was lithium, sodium and potassium. Lithium, sodium and potassium. What is the atomic mass? Atomic number of lithium is 3, sodium is 11 and potassium is 19. Instead of that, what was the Dobernai's law? It was based on the atomic mass. What was the atomic mass of lithium is 7. Atomic mass of that potassium is nearly 39 and that atomic mass of sodium is 23. Look at the arithmetic sum. 39 plus 7, that is 46, divided by 2 is 23. This was the first triad. Later, we can see that set of second triad was calcium, strontium and barium. Calcium, strontium and barium. What is the atomic mass of calcium? Atomic number 20, atomic mass is 40 and 137. Look at the elements that are the first and third. That arithmetic mean of the first and third element atomic masses is equal to the second element or atomic mass of second element. Here again we can see the next examples, like this chlorine, bromine and iodine. Atomic masses are 35, 79 and iodine nearly 126. Okay, next one, that sulfur, selenium and tellurium. Sulfur, selenium and tellurium. That atomic masses are 78. Okay, these are some triads that are explained by the Dobernai. But this classification was not enough. That's why it cannot be completed. Why? Because later when few elements, he is only talking about the two elements and the middle element, that arithmetic sum is that may be the equal. This prediction will not be applicable for every set of three elements. We cannot say make the sets of all these kind of elements. That's why the next attempt was made, or again scientists need for the classification, and later on that the next classification attempt was made by the Newland in 1864. Nearly after 50 years of Johann's attempt, that Newland was a scientist who made the next attempt in 1864. Newland. He classified elements in the set of 8 elements. How? That's why its name is known as Newland's octave. When Newland studied the properties of element, he found at that time that the every 8th element, means if we put 8 elements according to their increasing atomic masses. How? According to their increasing atomic masses, that every 8th element has same physical same properties like the first element. This was a law for the Newland's octave. What? That the properties of every 8th element is equal to or is same with the properties of the first element. That's why this Newland's classification is known as the Newland's octave. When octave, we have seen that musical octave like sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni and sa, means that starting from the sa and the 8th what the vowel is coming, that is again sa. Likewise, that's why the name was given octave. And Newland's octave classified that elements according to their increasing atomic masses. Look at the example: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. These are the 7 elements, and the 8th element according to Newland's octave law, that the 8th element is having properties same with the first elements. That's why after fluorine, that coming the sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. Sulfur and chlorine, these were the octaves. How? That after chlorine again that potassium, calcium, likewise these octave can be increased. These octave can be increased. How? That the first and 8th element, every first and 8th element, they are having the same properties. Means these 3 elements should have some properties equally. These are the alkali metals. Second one, beryllium and magnesium, they should have same properties because it's 8th element, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. After boron, aluminium is the 8th element. That's why their physical properties or some properties may be same. That carbon and silicon, likewise nitrogen and phosphorus, these all elements, these the set of 7 elements he arranged to classify the elements. He explained that the every 8th element is having properties same like the first one. Okay, as we know that below the fluorine there is a chlorine is written. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, these are the all are the halogen atoms. We will discuss later on, but here that nowadays we know what these elements exhibit or where they are present in the modern periodic table. But in the earlier, when that science was not so much developed, at that time these scientists or they made a great attempt to classify the element, which improvises again and again. After that new elements were discovered. Okay, that Newland's octave, that he also his classification does not satisfy that the all kind of what we can say that his law could not fulfill for every element. This law can be not can be applied for the classification. How? That the some elements when that can be discovered later on, okay, that were not placed. That hydrogen was the first element, its place was unknown. Again Now we can say that inert gas elements means after fluorine there is a neon, but where is the neon? That is not present. Likewise, these are the some drawbacks were seen in the Newland's octave also. Okay, as like Dobben's triad, Newland also made somewhat successful successive attempt to the classify elements. Later, few scientists they goes on studying and they tried to classify the elements. Earlier, after that Newland, that a Russian professor, well-known professor, what is name? Dmitry Jonovich Mendeleev. Dmitry Jonovich Mendeleev, he was a Russian chemistry professor. He made the first much more successful classification of the periodic table, or he firstly introduced that the term periodic table. Here we can say what is meant by period. That is a periodicity, or that period. This word reflects that the fact. What was the fact about the elements? That elements they show some pattern in their chemical properties. That periodic word means that it reflects the fact that elements they are showing or they show some pattern in their chemical properties after regular or some certain regular interval. Okay, and on that basis those elements were put forth in the tabular form, and that's why this classification is known as the periodic table. We will see in the next video that how Mendeleev's periodic table was made. Okay, thank you.